Hey there, guys and gals. Welcome to this live event on AI for LinkedIn, how to build trust, get leads, and sign clients. Now, of course, I'm here today with the one and only Adam Houlihan. How are you, mate? Woo!
Hey, Tom. Well, wonderful to be here with you. And looks like in the chat, we've got people from all over the world, which is nice.
Yes, let us know where you're joining us from in the world. It's always fun to do that, particularly we record these things live, and at this moment, I'm in Melbourne, Australia. I think that you're in the Gold Coast or Brisbane, Australia. Hey, Adam?
Gold Coast, yeah, beautiful Gold Coast.
There's a long distance between Adam and I. It'd be like, from the top of the States to the bottom of the States. And then we've got people joining us from North America, where if you're on the East Coast, it's probably 8 o'clock at night. On the West Coast, 4 hours earlier than that. We've got people from New Zealand where it's like 12 noon in the afternoon. People from Perth where it's 8 a.m. in the morning. So let us know where you're joining us from right now. Now, as you're getting into the chat tool, and I can see you tapping away, this is wonderful. We're talking about AI, artificial intelligence for LinkedIn. And I want to hear from you guys and gals, why are you here? Why bother? Why spend a little bit of time with Adam and I today? Because you could be doing other things. I want to know, why are you here? Why bother? In particular, why do you use LinkedIn? Or why are you planning on using LinkedIn? What commercial outcomes are you looking for when you're using this wonderful tool called LinkedIn, which is the largest database of business owners and B2B decision makers on the planet? Why do you want to use LinkedIn? Now, Adam is, like a dead set legend when it comes to LinkedIn. Some of my strategies, some of my earliest strategies came from Adam. If we had lots of time, we'd talk about the sticky beak strategy, Adam. We'll save that for another day, but that came from Adam. Adam is an international keynote speaker specializing in LinkedIn strategies for entrepreneurs and CEOs. He hosts arguably the world's largest free online LinkedIn training event with thousands of people registering 5 times each year. He's also the author of 3 Amazon best-selling books. And what excites you, Adam, about LinkedIn? Why do you get into it so much?
Mate, apart from the fact that we built a whole business around it, it's if you put that aside, as you just mentioned, it really is the largest, business specific platform, fastest growing. You're going to hit 1 billion users sometime this year, believe it or not.
Ooh, wow.
LinkedIn's goals are to have 3 billion, believe it or not, but definitely, I don't know if they'll hit that, but definitely going to surpass, the 1 billion this year. And also the rate of change, the new things that are coming out right now in AI and just in general are just setting it so far apart from every other platform. However, big caveat, as you know, James, you got to know how to use the tools and how to use the platform. So that's what we're going to cover today.
Cool. And I can see that said, why do you want to use it? Nobby said LinkedIn is a game changer. Kevin said AI is changing everything. And then I specifically said, but why LinkedIn? And Janine said she wants to use it to get leads. That's really, really cool that you want to get leads. What else do you want to get from LinkedIn? So for example, Claire said, I use it to share content and nurture prospects. So that's another great reason for using it. I'm looking for a word that begins with S. Oh, actually, Claire also said that she does use it to get clients. That's kind of important now, isn't it, guys and gals? Natalia said LinkedIn is run. She may have meant fun. I don't know about you, Adam, but I have a mixed relationship with LinkedIn. Sometimes it's fun. Sometimes it's a pain in my blooming ass. I don't know about you.
Mate, I'd say it's all. I wouldn't necessarily refer to it as fun. But, if you're very strategic about what you're doing and you know what you're doing, then I suppose business is fun when when you, as the guys were sharing, when you're using it to get new clients and new leads, then that's always fun. So, and we do that on a daily basis. So yeah, you could say it's fun.
Yeah, when we have something that we call decision clarity. So when our people have decision clarity, they know what they're doing, they know what their outcomes they're seeking, they're following the steps. We had something the other day. What did they call it? They said, I just followed the bouncing ball. I followed the bouncing ball and I got the result. Now, Colin, I think, said profile. So he wants to raise his profile. And that's great as well too. And Roy has said sales. That is a whole bunch of different reasons why we're here. Now, guys and gals, I also have a participation bonus. What is a participation bonus? This is a bonus that you get for participating by using the chat feature. If you aren't participating, you don't get this bonus. No bonus for you. Unlike the soup Nazi from Seinfeld, no bonus for you. So if you want this participation bonus, and I have some others as well too, this is 24 lead generation tactics specifically for B2B. And of course, LinkedIn is in there. You must leave a comment like Dom that just said, ha, love that. Dom gets the bonus. In the next 24 to 48 hours, we will send out the participation bonus to the people who participate. If you do not participate, no bonus for you. So once again, remind me why it is that you're here. Now, if you're not even sure why you're here, just leave a comment. Just write, hey ho, hidey ho. Say, I love bald men. That's what you should say.
Exactly. Hey, James, can we give everyone just one little housekeeping thing? Just if you in the chat, just make sure you have it on everyone, not just panelists and hosts, so everyone else can see your comments as well.
Absolutely. So Haley and Sharon, we're pointing you out. Trish as well too. If you want everyone to see your comments, there's a little drop down. I think it's blue. And it will either say hosts and panelists or everyone. If it says hosts and panelists, only Adam and I can see it. If it says everyone, everyone can see it. Cool.
There we
so
go.
Keep the comments coming. Now, Adam, you have a methodology, a 4-part methodology, four pillars when it comes to using LinkedIn for business. Do you mind kindly sharing what those 4 pillars are?
Love to, mate. So it's and they all kind of work in alignment. So you've got to start with number 1 and work your way through to number 4. The first one is, as a number of people have already put in the chat, it's all about your profile. So not only is your profile got to look and professional, but you've got to have it algorithmically aligned internally with what LinkedIn search engines are looking for. And if you can, and believe it or not, guys, there's roughly 950 million people on LinkedIn right now. Less than 5% have their profile properly activated, algorithmically activated, so that they get seen in the right searches. So that's number 1. Number 2 is about your connection strategy. And as I'm sure you're all aware that LinkedIn's dramatically reduced the numbers of people you can send connection requests to. In the good old days, which is like, 3 years ago, we used to probably be able to send 1,000 connection requests, a week or a month. These days it's 100. So they've taken a lot of the emphasis on quantity, put it back onto quality, which is probably a good thing. So your connection strategy is number 2. Third is the holy grail of everything these days. LinkedIn wants to be a platform where we all come for amazing content about certain topics and generally speaking, stuff that's more business orientated than social, if that makes sense. So your content strategy is number 3. And of course, the 4th one is what we call your conversion strategy. It's how you get people to want to move off LinkedIn and into a next step with you. Now, depending on what that might be, like, with all of you guys on here, you'd all have a different version of what that might be. So it might be you need to connect one-to-one on Zoom with people. You might have to connect face-to-face. You might just want them to, consume some lead magnet type content, or come to an event like this, a live event, whatever it might be. It's how you get people willingly wanting to do that. And the overarching thing of all 4 of those is you've got to be seen as an authority on the platform more so than a marketer, and that's the key is understanding those 4-part process and positioning yourself as a authority or someone of trust and the old know like trust factor, as opposed to an out and out marketer. Not to say there's anything wrong with marketing. We all have to do it. Every single day we're doing it. You've just got to be seen more as an authority than a marketer.
So we've only got a limited amount of time today. And of course, we're talking about AI for LinkedIn. So this stuff here, the profile stuff and the connect stuff, we actually aren't going to be addressing in a great deal of detail today. If it comes up, it's going to be ancillary to the deeper, more meaningful discussion around AI. However, a little bit later, we will give you guys and gals the opportunity to continue working with Adam and I. Indeed, we have an amazing mega deal, a mega bundle that I've given it the name, Adam. You're going to love this. The AH and JT mega bundle. So, I went right deep into my creative soul and I came up with a great name for our joint mega bundle.
Mate, can I just ask, did you actually use ChatGPT to come up with that?
No, I should have. Oh. I should have. No, I just did that, put that together in a hurry this morning. But we actually do have an incredible bundle for you guys and gals a little bit later, if you're interested in that. But what we're going to be doing today was going to be focusing on these two parts: the content piece and the convert piece, which I believe are the two hardest parts. So Adam is going to be talking about content straight from the top of his dome. Here we go. It's the flow of content from the top of your dome. And I'm going to be talking about the conversion piece from the top of my dome, talking about AI. And then I think we're going to finish up with a little bit of a game changer. So content from Adam, convert from me, we'll share our mega bundle, and then finish up with something that I think is going to be a little bit of a game changer. Have I got that about right, Adam?
Mate, I think you nailed it.
This is so funny. We're SBs. Do you know what an SB is? It's not son of a. No, SB is a sexy baldy. That's what you've got here. I had two guys in an event the other day. They were sitting next to each other and they were both bald. And they said, if we put our heads together, we could make an ass of ourselves. Shh. All right. So that's what we're going to do, starting off with content with Adam Houlihan. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop sharing my screen and I'm just going to pass it over to you. And guys and girls, what you're about to see from Adam is something that is, how new is this, Adam? Weeks, months, weeks? Weeks new. And that is because Adam has used his combination of strategy plus tech savviness to put together something that's kind of awesome. So I'm going to stop sharing and Adam is going to share his screen. And I'm going to need your help, guys and gals, to know whether when we do a little bit of a tech change like this, whether it's actually worked or not.
We do indeed. Now, before we do that though, James, I want to just give a little bit of a pre-frame of context to this.
Excellent.
And I don't want to bore you guys with how algorithms work, but it's important. And this is the number one thing. If you don't take anything else away from today other than this, this is a very, very critical thing to understand. So it's how algorithms treat your content there. And what I mean by that is, and I'm sure all of you guys have heard, these or seen posts that say, hey, this the best time of day to post on Twitter is this, and TikTok is here, and Instagram is that, whatever it might be, and of course LinkedIn. Now the reality is, I'm not really sure about all those other platforms. I don't know how they work as deeply as I understand LinkedIn. And LinkedIn, there's no such thing as a specific best time. What it's all about is what happens in the first 2 hours. So whenever you post, let's say you posted 10 a.m. This morning when we started this session. It's what happens in the first 2 hours from 10 a.m. that makes all the difference. Now, what happens is when you post, a bot's coming along. It's going to check your profile, your content for 4 things. It's looking for 4 reasons why it's going to not show this to lots of people. The first one is if you put a link in the post. That will be, it doesn't matter where that goes. If it takes people off LinkedIn, then the content's going to get suppressed. The second one is if it's shared content. So if this content's already been on the platform before, they don't like that either. The third is profanity. The bots know how to swear. Sure, that one's not going to trip anyone up here. And the last one is if it's really contentious topics like religious or political views. So again, probably not posting about that anyway. So the first 2 are the key. Shared content, no good. The main thing is not putting links in there. once it
Adam,
checks.
Adam, if it's an internal link to a LinkedIn thing, can I do that?
Yes. Sorry, mate. So yeah, if it's what I should say, if it's taking me off the platform to anywhere else, bad. If it's an internal link that takes me to like a LinkedIn event feature or something else that I've posted before or someone else has posted, that's okay. Yeah. It's only if it takes me off the platform that's the problem. All good?
Cool. Yep.
All right. So we understand that. So we know what not to do to allow maximum potential visibility. What happens then is it goes, okay, this post is okay. I'm going to leave it like that for the next 90 minutes to up to 2 hours. And then I'm going to come back and see how much interaction there's been on that content. And this is the key. The holy grail of getting traction on LinkedIn is you've got to get traction inside those first 2 hours. Now, if it comes back after that time and nobody's interacted on it, and by the way, it's in that first 2 hours, it's only going to show your content to maybe 8 to 10% of your connections. And they're a randomized selection. You can't control who those people are. And then if some of those people interact, it goes, great. Okay, if these people are interested, probably the rest of your network is as well. So then it comes back and it opens it up to everyone. Now that's the key. You must get that interaction in the first couple of hours. Doesn't matter if you post the greatest content that you've ever written. If it doesn't get that, then it's going to die a natural death out of the feeds and never be seen again. Conversely, if you do get that interaction, the post can live for up to 7 days. So if you've got a global network like James or myself, or probably plenty of you guys, then it's going to start to show that content to other people in other parts of the world at a time zone that they're normally on LinkedIn. Therefore, your post can get a much higher level of reach over 7 days. So, James, does that make sense? I know I'm going really fast, but
that makes a lot of sense.
Cool.
And if I'm going to reframe it, what we want to do is we want to have a presence on LinkedIn. We want people to see us all the time. They want to understand that we're good at what we do. We want to demonstrate our knowledge, our expertise. We want to be authorities in our spaces, but that's not going to be very helpful if you post something and no one ever gets to see it. So the goal here sounds like interactions within the first 2 hours.
That's it.
That's what we want.
That is what you absolutely have to get. So, as James said, we've sort of built some tools around how we kind of help make this happen for all of the people we get the privilege to work with around the world. And so, James, this is where we need that. Hey, is this working? Are you seeing my screen now?
Guys and gals, can you see Adam's screen? Because what he's done is he's just turned his face off, and we've switched from Adam and I having a face off to Adam switching his face off to something that looks like a calendar. Can everybody see that?
It's exactly like a calendar. Cool. So you guys are seeing this. So what this is a platform we built and a community that we built. So this operates predominantly in the Asia Pacific region, North America, and Europe. And what you're seeing there is times. So you can see Australia, Monday, 10 a.m., and then 9 p.m., and then Tuesday and whatever. So these are the time. What happens is, so when we post our content, we post it at a specific time based on these. Now, this is defaulting to show me all these times in Australian time. So the ones that look like really weird times, like 2 a.m. and 5 a.m., what you would find is that makes a lot more sense if it was converted to North American time. So, it would be sort of mid-morning or early afternoon for you guys, or in Europe and so forth. So point being is there's times that this process runs. So we have a community, over 500 people that are in this process now, and they pick one of these times to post. As remember what I said, it doesn't matter. There's no such thing as the right time to post. It's the 2 hours from when you post that makes the difference. So they'll go and kind of post at these times, and then the community will come along and a bunch of people get assigned to your post, and they're going to interact on your post. Now that gives you that algorithmic activation inside the first 2 hours. And it's a quid pro quo, James. So it means, 10 up to 15 people are going to comment on your post, and you have to do the same for 10 or 15 other people. The platform takes care of it all. Nothing you have to do other than click on it. It just says, hey, James, here's your 15 links that you got to click on and post and write a comment on today. And it's already been done in the background for other people. And it gets randomized, so it's different people all the time, that type of thing. So the thing is that's what it guarantees, that when you post, that you're going to get that algorithmic activation. But the first thing that's probably sitting in your head is think, wow, it's going to take me a bit of time to go and read 15 posts and put some sort of a reasonable comment onto those posts. And that's the thing. It does. It takes it used to take about 45 minutes to an hour to do that. So what we did, we developed this tool in conjunction with ChatGPT. And as you can see here, I'm on James's post, which is about this event. And you can see here, it's got this little tab called Suggest. You go and look on yours, this doesn't exist. This is the tool we give you access to. And then this is the magic of what it does, is you don't have to actually read the post. The tool will read the post for you. It'll go into ChatGPT and it'll formulate a response for you. And you can then and should personalize it a little bit. And so, like, say I wanted to use this one here. It says, I'm thrilled to hear about the upcoming event, and I might just kind of go in there and put in James's name like so, and then post. And there you see it's now on his post. So the one what used to take an hour to do this this whole process. If it's a little bit blurry, guys, that's just the live streaming. There's nothing much we can do about that.
Just learn to squint. That's what I do.
Yeah, exactly.
The funny thing about us humans is that we can actually interpret content even when we can't read it. We're wild like that.
It is. And so mate, what this does means, instead of it taking an hour to do, it now takes about 15 minutes to do, because you can get through 15 posts like this very, very fast. You get the activation onto the come back to me. You get the full activation onto your post. So LinkedIn opens it up so all of your network can see it, all of your international network can see it, and you're going to get, depending on how much, sort of level of traction you're getting now, as a general rule, you get probably 5 to 10 times more visibility, because you're now working with the algorithm. You're getting it to do what it needs to do to make sure you get that. So whilst it's all cool and now easy to do all this, the key is you've got to be creating good content. You've got to be stuff that is compelling and people want to interact on. But once you solve that problem, then now we've completely solved the problem around how you guarantee 100% of the time that you're going to get that high visibility on the platform.
So I'm gonna bring this down to fundamentals and basics. The best type of content that anyone can ever create is the type of content that you create that is real and authentic and genuine to you. There's absolutely, there's no two ways about that. We all know that. It's the same as when you meet with your clients. The best way that you can engage with your clients is to go meet with them for a coffee or at a restaurant and hang out and spend time with them. But the reality is that, you look at Google's Zero Moment of Truth report, and I think that they're now saying you need, have you seen this one, Adam? You need like 11 connections, 7 hours of interactions across 3 locations for a new potential customer or client to actually trust you.
Yeah,
so
it's called the Zero Moment of Truth. There was a study that Google did on how they got their own clients, and that's exactly what it came up to.
So what we can do as humans, and this is a battle that guys like Adam and I have been playing for over 10 years now, because while Adam plays exclusively on LinkedIn, almost exclusively on LinkedIn, I've been helping people create content, build funnels, run email marketing campaigns, all this wonderful stuff. And the reality is that the best way to engage with your audiences is one-on-one. It's always one-on-one. But however, over time, what we find is that if we can engage technology tools and automation tools, if we can use those different tools in intelligent ways, what that allows us to do is be genuinely there and authentic when it actually counts. And that's really interesting. You could bring this back to business as a whole and your clients. You could bring this back. You could bring this to your family and your friends. So I have a question for you, and I want to share the screen. And it's a little question that I want to ask you guys and gals when it comes to this idea of technology and automation. And remember, I do have participation bonuses. The more you participate, the more bonuses that you get. What is the purpose of any type of automation in your sales and marketing? Here's my question, my pop quiz for you. What is the purpose of any type of automation in your sales and marketing? Is it to build trust? Is it to educate? Is it to accelerate? Is it to get more done for less money? Is it to get extra visibility? Is it to provide a consistent experience? Which is the most important to you? And guess what, guys and gals? There is no correct answer. There is no correct answer to this. This really comes down to you. So for example, David has just said all of the above. Free up the time, accelerate, all these different things. Now, of course, we're getting a couple questions specifically about the app. And while everybody is talking about why they use technology, do you want to have a go at answering some of those questions, Adam?
So there's a difference between automation and AI. So
True.
AI is, and LinkedIn is completely embracing AI. In fact, you might find it interesting that at the moment they're rolling out the ability, and James said, we're not going to cover much on profile optimization, but they're bringing out a tool that'll be on your profile where an AI tool that will actually help you do this profile optimization and optimize it to LinkedIn. They're also bringing out one that will create content for you designed for LinkedIn. So when you go to post your content, it'll say, what do you want to talk about? And again, it integrates into ChatGPT. And it actually creates the first draft of your content. It's like James said, you've got to still then personalize it, but it's actually doing the heavy lifting of creating all the content for you. So no, AI is not a problem. Every platform is embracing it. They're bringing out all their own tools to engage with it. And what I would say, apart from the AI part of the rest of this process, we've been doing this for 3 years now. So it's never been a challenge for us.
So I've just changed my language here. Pop quiz, what's the purpose of a tech-enhanced sales funnel? And that is because the reality is, if we're in the B2B sales and marketing space, if you're selling a complex product or service, this is what B2B sales and marketing looks like. You need to attract an opportunity, then you need to pre-qualify the lead, then you need to book an appointment, then you need to elevate anticipation before the meeting, then you need to host the meeting, and if the meeting goes really well, you might do some follow-up. If you get a tentative yes or you close the client, you take some money, and then of course you've got to onboard the client. People think that sales and marketing ends when you close the client. No, you've got to onboard them consistently so you can get them to this wonderful place that we call first win. And at the end of the day, whoopsie daisy, what just happened then? At the end of the day, what just happened then? What just happened then? All right, here we go. I'm just going to have to shut down my app, open up my app again. There's nothing opening. All right. So much for that for the moment. I'll stop the sharing. All of those things we need to do as human beings. And I've got to say, we've got one of the toughest jobs on the planet, because often most of us are usually running our own businesses. We're solo business operators, and we're expected to do everything. Now, what I was drawing on the screen just a moment ago, and I'll try to bring it up again, was a typical funnel. And a typical funnel in the B2B sales and marketing space, or if you're selling complex products and services, starts at the top as tofu, top of the funnel, mofu, middle of the funnel, bofu, bottom of the funnel. Now let's try and bring this back again. What we're talking about right here with Adam is actually top of the funnel stuff. And we want to be doing all those different things that we talked about a little bit earlier. We want to be raising our profile. We want to be boosting our authority so that we can ultimately start generating leads. Here we go on my back.
Here we go.
Here we go. Tofu, mofu, bofu. Guys and gals, this here is a funnel. It's the same funnel that we're all using, we're all talking about. Today, we're talking about tofu, which is largely top of the funnel to get people into our world. And I want to bring it back to that question, why would you be using technology? Adam, what were some of the answers that people gave for why I said why you might be wanting to use some sort of like tech-enhanced tool or funnel?
Saves time to serve clients. I like this one from Tom: intelligent automation versus artificial intelligence. That one's great. Get Graham said, get extra visibility and build authority. Gerald, save time and to prospect and build sales. So yeah, all of those are a plus.
All of the above and all those other things. See, and I did say there is no right or wrong answer, but I'll tell you what, in my world, what I believe is that my most important thing is time. Time is one of the most important assets that we have. We can't buy any more of it. You know what I mean? We've all got 24 hours in any given day, time. And the reason why I think time's the most important, because when I can use my time more efficiently, that actually frees me up to do more things more efficiently, which means that I can find better ways to make money, or I can even save money. If I've got time and I've got money, that allows me to start doing things more consistently. Consistently brings me more money, which means that I can use more tools, hire more people, which brings back, and it's time. But if there's one thing above all else when it comes to technology, is mental bandwidth, is the mental bandwidth that it gives me. So what Adam before was talking about is a strategy that might be quite familiar to some people out there, and it's gone through a bunch of different iterations over the years. But what we know is that in the first 2 hours, our profile needs to get active. And I'm going to tell you guys and gals, this is what I do in my business. I post something on LinkedIn, and then I go into my Slack channel and tell all my employees and my friends to go comment, right? Because I've got a Slack channel with my employees and my business partners. Then I've got something on WhatsApp, which is my friends. I say, hey, can you give me a hand and comment? Every now and then I'll comment in our private B2B School Facebook group. I've put something on LinkedIn. Can everyone go in and comment? Now that's fine if you've got employees. It's fine if you've got friends that also, represent people from within your industry. It's fine if you've got your own Facebook group and everybody else is there and support you. But what if you don't have that? What do you do if you don't have that? So do you want to summarize the process once again so we understand it from top down, Adam?
You mean about how the process works?
Yeah.
So mate, it's basically you got to post at a specific time, because it's the 2 hour window that makes the difference. However, having said that, we designed this so that it makes sensible time for whether you're in North America, in Europe, or Asia Pacific. So we're not saying you got to go and post at 2 a.m. in the morning or anything like that. Then once you post, you're going to have up to about 15 people come along and put an insightful comment on there. There's probably some questions. I know there was a few questions going on. If you're using that tool, can you get the same type of comments or whatever? No, it understands that it's got to randomize things. It's also going to be very soon. I'll caveat on this, James. It's not happening yet, but very, very soon. Machine learning. So it's learning your voice, how you would normally talk, and it will start to put up the comments in the way that you do that. And so it's just make sure that in that first 2 hours, there's enough people that interact on it. So the actual algorithm, when it comes back, goes, plenty of interaction here on James's content. Now let's open it up from the initial 8 to 10% of people who can see this to everyone in your network who can now see it. Now that means that it goes into their feeds. Doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to go and interact on it, but they've at least got the ability to see it. And it's also then opening it up to those people wherever they are in the world at a time that's sensible to them. So first 2 hours, clearly those people would, in theory, need to be similar time zone to you, but once it gets that activation, we've got people, like you said, joining us here from the US and Singapore and whatever. So you guys would be online at different times. So when LinkedIn shows this to you in your feed, it's going to show it to you at a time that you would normally be active. over the next 7 days. So that's the difference. Your post could either live for 2 hours and then die a natural death, or it can live and have the ability to be seen for up to 7 days.
Yeah, so I used the expression mental bandwidth before. Mental bandwidth. I'm all, I got to tell you, Adam, it was about 5 minutes before we started here, and you posted on, you reached out to me on Facebook and said, I'm going to be on in a moment. Are you there? And I was juggling. I was juggling. I had very little mental bandwidth. I had to breathe through my nose and out my mouth for about 30 seconds to remind myself what planet I'm on. Mental bandwidth. And at this moment, we're jumping onto social media feeds, and we feel like we need to interact, or we do need to interact, because that's going to help the other people that we're interacting with. It's going to help us because LinkedIn supports us and rewards us when we're on the platform. But the context, or the analogy or metaphor that I'd like to use is that imagine you're about to go shopping, right? You're about to go to the corner store, you're about to go to the shops, and I know what I need to buy because it's something that I've got to do. So I leave the house and I'm in the car on the way to the shops, and then suddenly Adam SMSs me. And I look at my phone and Adam is giving me a shopping list. It's all the things that I was going to buy anyway, but Adam's just made my life so much easier. I'm in the car, my brain's all jumbled, I'm thinking about all the things that I need to buy, even though I know Adam gives me a list. And I go, that's so cool. But what's even better than that is when I get to the supermarket, I buy the things that I was ordinarily going to buy, the bread, the milk, the eggs. But Adam, and when I say Adam, I'm actually talking about AI, Adam slips in a Toblerone, which I wasn't actually intending on buying. But as I go through the store and I look at the list and I go, Adam's about, that's really, really smart. So what we've done is we've just removed a layer of mental bandwidth for me, another layer of fogginess, and I can go in and I can do it. Now, as we move into the next piece of the puzzle, we are going to go down a little bit deeper into the content realm as we move into convert. But have you got anything extra you want to add on this piece before we move to the next piece of the puzzle?
Mate, I think I loved your analogy there. And I think that that just pretty much frames it perfectly.
We do have a couple of questions. Someone asked this before. How many interactions do you think are required before LinkedIn goes, yeah, this is kind of a cool post or it's a cool comment?
Yeah, so the good thing is, remember that LinkedIn counts your comments as well. So, so when somebody comments on your post, then you should also reply to that post, because it doubles the interaction, and yours counts. You can see that yourself. If you go and post and it says how many how many comments are on this post, James might comment, I reply to his comment, then it shows 2. So look, it's a guideline, not a rule, as to how many is right. But as we know that if you get sort of 10 or 12 different people comment in that first couple of hours, and you reply to those comments, then you're talking 20, 25-ish. That's enough to get that algorithm activation.
And the other piece of the puzzle there is other people asking, what if I get a lot of likes? What if I get a lot of shares? I'm gathering that adds to their little parcel of, it probably adds to some sort of internal score that they have, but it might be that every like is 1 point and every comment is 50 points.
Yeah.
Which means that you need to get a lot of comments, a lot of likes, a lot of shares.
Yeah. So likes,
4 or 5 comments.
Yeah, likes are nice, but comments are the key thing. And the reason for that is that what LinkedIn wants is they want you to create content that keeps people on the platform. That's the holy grail. They don't want people going off looking at other landing pages and things like that. Of course, there's ways around that. And my post that I did this morning is a perfect example of that. So I asked people, hey, are you interested in this? And people say, yes, I am. And then I can share the link with them in the comment, and that's not going to affect, anything that we're doing. So the critical part is to make sure you're continuing a conversation on there. And I'm sure, James, you've had this happen as well. Every now and then you'll have this post that just goes crazy and gets lots and lots of views, or impressions, as they actually call them these days. And that's because then, there's a third stage of this whole process. So first stage is, only 8 to 10% can potentially see it. Stage 2 is all of your network can see it. Stage 3 is if you continue to get more visibility, more interaction, then LinkedIn's going to go and show it out to a wider community. They're going, okay,
strangers.
But they're not. Again, if you get all this process right, they are strangers, but they're strangers that LinkedIn know are interested in this subject matter. Yes. So that's the holy grail. If you then, you can get 10, 20, 50,000 impressions from people all over the world. The highest I've ever got was over 500,000 impressions on one particular post, because LinkedIn kept showing it to more and more people, because more and more people kept interacting on it. So the way you craft that content, here's the big takeaway again, guys, is make sure the very last line of anything you share, all your content, asks a question.
Lean in, guys and gals. Did you say it again, Adam?
Make sure the very last line of your content always asks a question. And the reason is because it makes it so easy for people to then engage. But again, take this back one step. Nobody wants to be the first to engage on something. But when we come on a piece of content and we like it, it's asking a question, we've seen a whole bunch of other people comment before us, we're like, cool, yeah, I'll get in there. I'll join the conversation. And that's what happens.
So when someone like Adam shows us a cool technology tool, and I'm going to show you some cool technology tools as well, part of our brain goes, oh, that's too easy. That must be dangerous. LinkedIn must hate it. If I do that, I'm going to get in trouble. Now, I remember in the early days of search engine optimization, when we were all trying to figure out how to search engine optimize our websites, we came up with a philosophy in our business to try and work out whether we should change something for the purposes of search engine optimization. And it was, does it benefit Google? So if anything we were doing was likely to benefit Google, that was a thing worth doing. Now, what does LinkedIn want? LinkedIn wants you on its platform all the time. It wants you engaged. It wants people having conversations. And if your AI prompted comment sparks a broader thread of conversation, LinkedIn is actually going to love you for it. It's going to reward you for it, which is why we do all these different things. Now, that there is one part of a much broader strategy. At the beginning, as I said, profile is super important, but we're not talking about that today. Building connections is super important. We're not talking about that today. Content is super important. So before we move on, I've just got one more question for you, Adam. When it comes to content, how frequently should I post on LinkedIn? Two-part question. And what type of content does LinkedIn like right now?
Okay, this is a good one, but mate, I'm gonna start this by saying that I'll share my opinion, but I have a favorite saying around this type of question. It's a question where you could ask 10 different experts and get 11 different answers. So this is my one of those 11. However, I'll give you some science behind the why. I believe the best is 3 times per week. And a day or two in between each post. And the reason for that, and also 5 being the maximum. So if you really feel like you got to put out a lot of content, 5 is the maximum. We know from, our team analyze over 500 LinkedIn posts every month. These are all from clients of ours around the world, but also just random people that we select. We have other tools and things where even if we're not logged in on an account, we can actually get data from those posts.
So 3 a week.
3 a week is the best. 5 is the maximum. But I guarantee if you go over 5, then you even if you don't meet any of those 4 criteria for content to be suppressed, you're going to see a suppression start to happen anyway, because LinkedIn's deeming this to be, if you're posting that much, it's all about marketing, and you can't put out that much high quality content. So 3 is the magic amount. what type of content, and everyone's putting in some good ideas here, like newsletters and articles, carousel posts are fantastic, short videos, absolutely gold. But if you're going to do video, 60 to 90 seconds is the sweet spot. Anything longer than that, and people will start to lose interest in it. And believe it or not, James, this, often people struggle with this one, but if you post content, just written content without an image, almost every time it will get higher visibility, higher impressions if it gets past that first 2 hours than if you include an image. So what you'll see, when I post 3 times a week, so that's about 13 times per month, working on a calendar month, and only maybe 2 of those posts will ever put an image in, unless it's a newsletter or something like that, which automatically pulls in an image. But the rest of the best content you're going to put out is going to be without image.
So some counterintuitive ideas here. I'm going to ask you guys and gals to park some of your questions for Adam, and we can get back to them a little bit later because we do need to move on to the next piece. But the counterintuitive piece here is that, Twitter, you post 20 times a day, Facebook, whatever, you could do 5 times, it doesn't really matter. LinkedIn, it sounds like 3 times a week, or they begin to suspect that that you might just be, using automation tools and that you're a marketer. They're looking at the real users on the real platform are just too damn busy to be posting more than 3 times a week. If you are posting, images are bad. So isn't that crazy? I mean, every other platform, images are good, images are bad. Also, at the end of the day, never forget, guys and gals, and this is a good segue into the next piece. Of course, guys and gals, it needs to be information of interest to your target audience. So if it's a poll, make it of interest. If it's a video, make it of interest. If it's a story, make it of interest. That's what we need to do. All right. So park your video, like Haley said, what about video? What about gifts? What about, we've got these questions and we'll need to come back to them, but keep them coming. So content, and we can talk about content all day. Today, we are talking about AI for LinkedIn, technology for LinkedIn. Let's just call it tech enhancement tools for LinkedIn. And we've talked about the content piece. Let's talk about the conversion piece. Now, I'm going to ask you guys and gals this question on the screen right now. I want you to participate to the best of your abilities because we do have participation bonuses. And then I'm going to ask Adam for his opinion. What's your number one goal if you're using LinkedIn for business development purposes? Now, if you're using LinkedIn to get a job, it's to get a job. If you're using it as a recruiter, you're using it as a recruiter. But if you're using it for business development purposes, what is your number one goal? And let me remind you, we do have participation bonuses. So a little bit earlier, we were talking about the 0 moment of truth report, how they said, the average complex deal requires 7 touches across 4 locations or something. This tool is about automating the first 7 touches. That's what this one is about, how to streamline, automate, and accelerate the first 7 touches in your next B2B sales and marketing funnel. And once again, you do not get this, no free resource for you unless you're able to participate and tell me. So let's have a look at this. P. Walton, what a great name. It says, interested qualified leads. John has said, get an appointment. Connect with prospects, said Mark. I like what Gree has just said. Adam, did you see what Gree just said?
I did. That's my favorite.
Yeah. I was in warm and stimulate leads, business development. I said, and by the way, I said, what's your goal if you're using this for business development? David, you said business development, but what is your outcome? What is the goal that you're looking for? And the comments are coming in so thick and fast, I can't really keep up. Adam and I are both, we're both our own human beings. We live our own separate lives. We both have training businesses, technology businesses. So we come at these things slightly differently. So I would be interested to hear what your answer is, Adam, here. What do you think the number one goal is?
The number one goal is to get people off social media and into your funnel.
That's right. Get them off social media. Get them off social media. So all this really cool stuff is super important. Having your profile, a super tight profile is really, really important. That matches the algorithm, all these different things. But once again, your profile actually is not about you. It's your profile, but it should be about them, right? If we're talking about the connection piece, what are we doing? We're creating relationships. We're starting connections for the purpose of not having an endless lifetime pen pal style relationship on LinkedIn, liking their comment and they like you back. And then you like their comment and they like you back. That's not what we want. We want to get our connections, our fans, our followers off social media and into your business. Guys and girls, what mechanisms can you use or do you use to get people off social media and into your business? Do you have tools or mechanisms or anything like that you like to use? Let me know, keep the comments coming in, because Adam, we have a game to play.
Cool.
I injected a little bit of a game.
Nice.
Are you ready? Guys and girls, this game is called Catchy or Crappy. And what I've got here is I've got a bunch of people that tried to get me off LinkedIn and into a meeting with them, sending me notes privately. And it's your job, guys and girls, to tell me what you think these are catchy or crappy. All right, I got two on the screen right now. But by the way, these both came from people that I know and I like, for context. Hi, James. It's been a long time, but wonder if you remember us working together when I was at Blah many, many moons ago. I have now recently joined the tech startup space and I'm working for Blah. I'm also in Sydney. Be keen to chat at some point if you're about. From Michelle. Guys, all I want you to do is write catchy or crappy. Is this one on the left catchy or crappy? All right, one on the right. I'm actually coming down to Melbourne on the 22nd of August and wondering if you'd like to catch up for a coffee after lunch and have a chat. Always open to learning more from successful entrepreneurs like yourself. Oh, how nice. Flattery will get you everywhere. Or we can talk about the internet, social media, and YouTube. Catchy or crappy? This is funny. I've seen lots of crappies. I've seen semi-catchies. Some people think that the right is catchy, the left is crappy. You know what, guys and gals? If the purpose is to get me to have a meeting with either of these people, both failed, which means that both are crappy. And you know why? Because neither of them had purpose. There was no purpose that I looked at that and thought, oh yeah, I'm going to get something from this meeting, or there's going to be value in some way. Now, I would have loved to have caught up with Michelle, and I would have loved to have caught up with, I think this was from someone called Sonia. Lovely people, right? I would have loved to. But the meetings never, ever happened. And that is because there was no reason for me to catch up. Duh! What about these two? Hi, James. Thanks for your message. I'm so glad to meet you. My name is Jin from China. I have a web and mobile development team and a team of leader and a team leader. Good on you. I'm looking for a great client like you. Well, thank you, Jin. I'm glad to connect with you. I can support you with our talent development skills. If you have some jobs for your business, please contact me. Here is my personal regards, Jin. Jin sounds like a nice guy. Catchy or crappy? James, I hope you are doing good. Superman does good, I do well. Just wanted to mention I work at and we provide accounting, bookkeeping, payroll, reporting, virtual assistant, and other back office and offshoring solutions. Is there nothing that you do not do? If you're open to considering smart sourcing support for our team, I would be keen to discuss the opportunity with you. What an opportunity! Adam, do you want to answer what both of these are on behalf of everyone in the chat?
Well, I'm sure we can all agree that these come under the crappy of the two. You know what's more crappy, James? It's and I got one the other day that said, "Hey Adam, I'd love to connect. We've got an amazing solution for accountants like you."
That's even better. Yeah, I got invited to a Facebook group the other day on Facebook, and it was how to stay healthy in your 60s. And I'm like, what are you saying here? Anyway, let me see. They never answer the question here. What's in it for me?
That's it.
It's it's all about them. And this is an example of push marketing. They're saying, we do all these different things, and then they hope. All right. Catchy or crappy? This is from the same person called Phil. Thanks, James. We should catch up for a milkshake. How's your diary looking this side of Easter? Email me using email address. In fact, I'll have about 45 minutes to spare at 9:45 tomorrow at Ridges in Exhibition Street before I need to go to the airport. If by chance, any chance you're available, the opportunity is there. Bill wants to buy me a milkshake. I think I'm going to drive all the way to the city and I'm going to spend, I don't know, $30 to $50 on parking so that Phil can buy me a milkshake at the Ridges Hotel.
Just in traffic, how far is that from your place?
Oh man, that's Back then I was even living in a city, but it was still way too much. So catch your crappy, guys and gals. Catch your crappy. Now, this one here is just simply too hard, too much, too soon, too hard. So what we've got here is we've got situations where the message lacks purpose. It doesn't answer the question, what's in it for me? It's all about them, or it's just too hard. Now, I want you to compare that with Louise here. Now, I don't know if Louise is on the call. If you're on the call, Louise, give us a shout out. But this is a strategy that we use in LinkedIn DMs called the LinkedIn Outreach Hand Raise. And it's really interesting before, and I love it when guys like Adam and I can connect and share ideas and concepts. Because remember before that Adam said the best thing to do in the last line of content is to ask a question? Remember how he said that? Well, check out this. Louise has a super cynical target audience made up of HR managers. She was reluctant to embrace outbound. That means where she goes out and she pushes, connects with people outbound. Now, the wonderful thing is when we talk about content, as we did before, a lot of the content stuff is inbound. You create something, it's for your target audience. Your network can give it a little bit of a push along. Now, Adam has training for the whole bit that goes with that. He has the network. He has all the bits and pieces to make that hum. And then, of course, people leave comments. You get interactions. More people get to see it. Suddenly you engage with more people. That is inbound. That is an example of intelligent inbound. You set yourself up as the prize. What about outbound? Well, outbound, there's also intelligent forms of outbound too. There are some dumb forms of outbound, and we just saw about 6 of them. 5 or 6 dumb forms of outbound. Then there are intelligent forms of outbound. Now, Louise understands this 3-part mnemonic: 1 person, 1 problem, 1 product. Very important as a base fundamental of marketing, that you understand your target audience, the problems that they have, and then come up with a solution so you can answer that what's in it for me. And I'm going to read this out on the screen right now. Perhaps lean in, read it yourself. Squint if you need to. I've just put the finishing touches on something I'm calling my difficult conversations checklist. I made it for my HR and PC friends. Who's it for? 1 person. This is something that you can pass on to your managers. They are not as good at handling difficult conversations as you. What's the problem? Difficult conversations. It's a PDF document. Let me know if you want a copy when it's done. 1 product. Smaller promises get bigger conversions. Inviting me to go to a hotel lobby on Ridges on Exhibition Street to get a milkshake is not a little promise, a big offer. Smaller promises get bigger conversions. So if you at the end of your post ask a question, not, let's catch up so we can explore ways that I can take your money, right? A simple question at the end of a post is a small thing. Same with this particular scenario here. Now, Louise says, I manually started 80 conversations on LinkedIn. She narrowed it down to her HR friends, first degree connections. I manually started 80 conversations on LinkedIn. You can do that over an hour. So far, 20 people have replied. I've collected 6 leads and booked 3 meetings with prospects. 3 meetings with prospects. I don't know, let's say that took Louise a day. Let's say it took her 1 day, where she manually started 80 conversations with LinkedIn. Now, you have tools as well too, Adam, don't you, for automating some of this outreach as well, yeah?
Well, there's lots of them around. So, yes, you can definitely, there's good ones and bad ones. So,
and then you also have an army of VAs that people can recruit and employ.
Exactly. Yeah. So using VAs is a good tool. And to give you just a bit of context to this, James, and again, we test and measure this on a regular basis, and our clients are doing this consistently all the time. as a guideline, you can send about 100 messages a day on LinkedIn as direct messages. Now, whether you're using some sort of an automation or you've got a VA or something doing that, 100 is around about the number that you should aim for as a maximum. What we find, if you do this hand raise type concept, which is by far the best way to do this, and you use that ask a question process, as a general rule, and this is across hundreds of applications of this, what we find is, as the average is, for every 100 messages that you send, 15 will respond and 1 will book a call. And again, this is over hundreds and hundreds of versions of this. But if you think that through, that means you're booking a sales call every single day.
Yeah, 5 days a week.
5 days a week.
That's the way you want to do it. And we've all seen this done badly. I just gave a whole bunch of examples of badly. But so Louise did this 80 conversations. I said in an hour, that'd be very fast. And then my brain went, maybe a day. Adam's then turned around and said the limit on a day is 80. I would say you could do that quite easily in half a day, right? Now what Louise has done here, she said so far 20 people have replied, very similar to Adam's stats. I've collected 6 leads. How did she do that? Let's come to that. And then she's booked 3 meetings with prospects, 80 to 20 to 6 to 3. Check out the response to this person. Response. Hey, Louise, I never respond to these, but your approach was so spot on and the title of your document so apt and necessary that it's a big yes, please from me. I'm on, and then he provides Louise with an email address. If it's not too much trouble, many thanks. Now, the reason why that works so well is she knows her person, she knows her problem, and she's created something for them. So what is the process that Louise used to get people off social media and into her world? Now, this person has generously said, here's my email address, send me an email. But Louise is smarter than that. She didn't say, sure, and send him an email. What she did is she said, what you should do is click this link here and go to a page where you can get it. Or she'd say, hi, Rod, not a problem. Here's a link where you can get hold of the access to the good stuff. Where she would have a landing page. LinkedIn, social media, there are all sorts of different ways to generate leads. But we're talking about LinkedIn today. Point them to a landing page. When they opt in to get the gift, maybe pre-qualify them with some sort of mini diagnostic, and then invite them to book a meeting. When they opt in to get that gift, let's deliver on the promise. Let's make sure they get that. Send them a welcome email, maybe follow it up with an offer to remind them why they needed to book a meeting. Now, according to the psychologist, according to Google, it requires 11 touches. According to the psychologist, it takes 7 touches. Let's look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, fully automated, tech enhanced. So what I want to do right now is I'm going to combine the power of artificial intelligence with some good old fashioned sales and marketing automation. And here's what I want you to do as we hit the 1 hour mark, because first I want to know whether you're having fun. Are you having fun? Are you getting value? Are you having fun? Are you getting value? Once again, we've got a bunch of participation bonuses. And as a bare minimum, if you're not having fun and if you're not getting value, but you still want to see me do the tech teardown, write the words tech teardown. Woohoo! Yeah, there's some great comments. Getting value. Jewelry, anyone that leaves a comment for hosts and panelists, you can leave the comment for everyone and everyone else can see it. I think Paul's just left a comment for hosts and panels. Some other people do. And we've seen the word tech teardown. So that's really awesome. Now I'm going to tell you guys and girls, at this moment, I'm a little bit nervous. And I'm a little bit nervous because I have a magical superpower. And this magical superpower of mine is how I'm able to quite magically break technology. And my powers are at their peak when I have a live audience. So I say this quite nervously, the same way that when Adam jumped into LinkedIn before and was bouncing around LinkedIn, in the back of my brain, I'm like going, please don't let the technology break. Please don't let the technology break, because I'm that guy. All right. So let's say for a second that you want to post something on what the heck is that? My powers are phenomenal. Now I'm looking at this. I'm looking at this post and I'm thinking, how am I going to comment? How am I going to respond to this one here? Fortunately, I've got Adam's app, so I can come in and I can leave a comment right here, right now. By the way, Adam, you know how you said before, photos undermine the effectiveness of a post. I wonder whether there are some exceptions to the rule. I don't know.
That is definitely one.
It looks like most people are too afraid to leave a comment here. Anyway, I can leave a comment. So there's the tool. What I want to do right now is I'm going to take things up right to the top of things, All right, so let's bring this back to you want to create a post. You want to create a post that's going to be of high perceived value to your target audience. And I'm guessing you can see the screen by the ridiculous, by the response to that wonderful picture that we just got on the screen a moment ago. All right, so you might want to create a comment for a. You might want to create a comment for a comment for a post. You might want to create a post. That's something that you might want to do. You might want to write an article for LinkedIn. That's something that you might want to do again. Or indeed, if you want to apply the hand raise post, the hand raise strategy, you're going to need a gift. So if I brought it back to that particular set of strategies that we talked about before, where Louise, you can leave a comment. They say, yeah, I'm interested in that. And then you send them through this particular sequence of steps here, which can look as simple as this. Send them to a page to collect the lead, another page to pre-qualify the lead, another page for them to book an appointment with you. If we're going to do that, you're going to need something that we call a quid pro quo. Now, quid pro quos have existed since the beginning of commerce. They are, I give you this and you give me that. You know, I give you some pottery, you give me some fur pelts, right? You know, standing on the banks of the Nile, you know. Commerce requires some sort of quid pro quo. In the world of Louise, she had to give something, yeah? She had a difficult conversations checklist. Would you like, guys and gals, for me to show you how to create a high converting lead magnet using AI in less than about 3 minutes? Give me a hell's yeah and I'll do it right now. Indeed, not only that, I'll give you access to a set of slides, a set of worksheets that I use, which are called my AI prompt stitches, because I stitch prompts together. So guys and gals, this is the third participation bonus. If so far you haven't participated, now's the chance. So what I'm going to give you is I'm going to give you a document called my prompt stitches. Someone else can do this with me, but all I'm going to do is I'm going to plug in a sequence of prompts in ChatGPT right now. This is the first. If I'm what you do. Does anyone want to tell us what they do? If I'm a LinkedIn specialist, let's just do this for Adam. Maybe someone on the call. Someone tell me what you do. Someone in the chat, tell me what you do. And in the process of telling me what you do, tell me also what your target audience is. And my audience are marketing agencies. But someone give me something else. Let's see. We got a copywriter, and who's your target audience? All right, copywriter. And maybe I'll just put in something simple, silly, like if I'm a copywriter and my target audience are taxidermists, because they need copywriting so much. All right, I'm just going to be silly here. All right, I'm a copywriter and my target audience are taxidermists. What are the top 5 business headaches? Let's let it do its work while I grab the next prompt. All right, there it is. As a copywriter, taxidermists have 5 common business headaches the taxidermists face. Prompt number 2, please transform the 5 above business headaches into 15 different attention-grabbing headlines that includes the word how to. Now, we were talking about content before. We were talking about coming up with, we were talking about posting 3 times a week. There's all sorts of different ways to do that. The next question that I always get, of course, is, but what should I write about? Well, there you go. If you're a copywriter for taxidermists, you can talk about the limited base, pricing and profitability, seasonal variations. I wouldn't have expected that. That's crazy. Regulatory compliance, marketing and invisibility. Cool, rock and roll. Whoops, who's that guy? Third prompt. Third prompt. Where am I? Hello, Adam. Third prompt. Please provide 5 alternatives to this headline. Where was the thing about seasonal variations? It's interesting. How to survive the off season. Often when I do this, I discover stuff about my target audience that I never knew. Like, you know, I mean, like my target audience are not taxidermists, but something comes up and you go, that's a really interesting thing, right? That's really cool. All right. Survive the off-season, strategies to generate income all year round. Please provide 5 alternatives. Use emotive, visceral language. Unleash your business beast. Thrive when others hibernate. Yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. Do we like that, guys and girls? How's that for a headline? Give us a score out of 10. Unleash your business beast. Thrive when others hibernate. 11, says Rob, right? And then all I would add is a guide for taxidermists. That's what I would put in, right? That's what I like. All right, moving on. This is the money prompt. Please transform this headline into a report, 12 to 1,800 words long, featuring a headline. There's some other things like this. I'm going to grab my headline, Unleash the Beast. Unleashed the Beast. How to thrive, hibernate. I'm going to put in brackets, a guide for taxidermists. This is me injecting my creativity and my wisdom into this particular thing, okay? This is so important that when you do something like this, it involves you, which is why there are at this moment no single magical one prompts that allow things to happen. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, let's go. Title, Unleash Your Business Beast, Thrive When Others Hibernate. Subtitle, A Guide for Taxidermists. Introduction, Index, Tactic, 5 action steps. Recommendation, Tactic, 5-step action list. Recommendation. Are you not entertained? as what is his name?
Russell Crowe.
Who was it, Adam?
Russell Crowe.
Russell Crowe. Yeah, Maximilius something or other, Revilius or something. I don't know. Yeah. Now, sometimes it conks out, so I'll write, keep going. Now, what's cool about this is that if you're going to do the hand raise and you say, hey, you're a taxidermist, would you like a report to help you to get clients during the off season? Every taxidermist is going to go, yeah, that's amazing. I really, really want that. Now, our person was a copywriter. And what you'll notice is that not all of these are about copywriting. Most of these suggestions are not about copywriting. However, your goal is to think about your audience, the headaches that they have before they know they need you, and that's the product that you are able to make. So we just did that in, I don't know, less than 3 minutes. I wasn't counting, maybe less than 5 minutes because I was having too much fun and having conversations with all you guys and gals while we were doing it. Trish just said, wow, brilliant. Hand raise. So let's have a look at some of our clients created earlier. Let me have a look at this one. So this is back to Louise again. And what you'll notice is, notice the format. Can you notice the format? It's the format that you just saw. I think that she's distilled her actions down into one action, but it's the format that you just saw before. Designed up using Fiverr, I think, or maybe Upwork. Mind you, Adam, I don't know if you know this, but I saw the other day that you can create PowerPoint presentations using AI. So I was actually wondering, could I grab the copy from this, post it into a PowerPoint presentation maker, and then I've got my beautifully designed ebook?
You certainly can.
Yeah, check out that. So there we go. There's the index, there's our action steps, and onwards and forwards we go. Awesome sauce. So I did that in like less than 5 minutes. Shall we bring this back to LinkedIn and deliver a bit of a case study? Then, of course, as I said a little bit earlier, we have a mega bundle. We have a mega bundle, and then a little piece of the puzzle that I think is probably going to be a game changer for some people out there. Or maybe I'll do the game changer and then the mega bundle. Was that fun? I had so much fun just then. I can't believe it. So once again, technology is, when I do something like that, part of my brain like goes, that's got to be illegal. That's got to be not allowed. Particularly when you've been doing this stuff as long as I have, right? And we would charge $4,000 to $7,000 to pull together an ebook for a client. I just showed you how to do it in under 5 minutes for absolute chump change. So this is John Weichard, business virtual product manager. And what you'll see is that John on the screen has a gift of high perceived value to his target audience. 5 steps to stop your product sabotaging your startup. And what I've got to say is that when John entered our world, his target audience was so vague. You know, it was just anyone and everyone with a pulse. He decided to focus on startups, which allowed him to narrow down what he was going to do for them and answer that question that everybody is thinking, what's in it for me? He also created a meeting structure around this called a power-up strategy call. This is very different to saying, hey, let's catch up and explore ways that I can take your money, right? Why don't you book a power-up strategy call? In 45 minutes, we're going to work through a proven 5-part formula. Cool. That's what he did. He posted in our Facebook group. So I delivered messages to 50 people on LinkedIn in 9 hours ago. Since then, 7 people have contacted me through LinkedIn. 6 of people have downloaded my book and 1 person booked a meeting with me. It was interesting, Adam giving his statistics before. So yep. The numbers are
115, 1. There you go.
Yeah, it's very consistent, which means that if you know what you need to do at the top, you know what you need to do at the bottom. You know, it kind of like, it's just, you know, yeah, that's the way it is. 20 leads, 100 leads leads to 20 meetings, 16 show up, close 1 in 4 clients. It's the same every time. So anyway, I said, keep in touch. He SMS'd me quite late. I don't normally appreciate that, guys and gals, but when it's happy news, why not? She ordered. Yeah, baby. Couldn't have done it without you. She came from LinkedIn. I said, keep us posted.
Just on that, earlier you said, how long does it take to send 100 messages? It would take one of our VAs to do that. It takes about 90 minutes to send 100 messages.
Right. There you go. 90 minutes for a VA to yeah. I mean, like, and you know, so what that tells you, if you were to do it yourself, it's probably going to take 2 to 3 hours, but there are jobs that are $150 jobs and there are $15 jobs. And I would classify that as a $15 job, which means that if you can engage someone else to do that, and Adam's got his own army of these people that you can engage and recruit through Adam, you can do that. So I said, give us the numbers. He said, I got 73 leads, that's leads via LinkedIn, people who opted in to get his gift. 12 meetings booked, 12 people booked a meeting, and 2 sales of his core product, 2 people who paid the money. And he says he had 2 more decisions pending. I did that in 2 weeks. He didn't actually do it in 2 weeks. He did it in about 6 weeks, but it takes about 4 weeks to get your stuff together, your shiz together. And then at the end of it, you need to take action and make it happen and work. But it is just really interesting that the numbers are just so consistent all the time. It's like how many connections do you need to be able to, like, you know, how many messages do you need to send to get how many replies? How many replies do you need to get how many leads? How many leads do you need to get how many bookings? How many bookings do you need to get people to show up? And what's your conversion rate at the end of the day? Because what we're talking about when we talk about strategies to free up your mental bandwidth, when we're talking about using technology tools just to make your life a little bit easier, when we're talking about technology tools to save you time, money, to deliver a consistent experience, what people like Adam know, and I know this myself, is that you probably have a business that is different. It is unique, and it's unique to you because you are unique. But the reality is that a lot of the things that you need to do and a lot of the metrics are identical. almost identical, just a little bit different along the way. And what you will discover over time is that there are things that you need to do which we call CIAs. Whoops, CIAs. You might want to write this down, maybe use the chat tool. Consistent impact activities. Posting 3 times on LinkedIn is a consistent impact activity. Sending out 5, 10, 50 hand raises in any given week or any given day. That is a consistent impact activity. Use the chat tool. Somebody write it down. Somebody write down the word consistent impact activities so everybody knows what I'm talking about. Indeed, Adam's whole business and my whole business is about helping people execute on consistent impact activities. Because very earlier I said, what are your views about LinkedIn, Adam? Someone said it's fun. And Adam was like, well, you know what? Sometimes it's pretty damn tedious. So what I've got is I've got a self-evaluation game. Self-evaluation. Are you ready? This is called the Arc of Effectiveness. I delivered this for my private clients last week and I totally ballsed it up. So hopefully I'll get it right this time. This is called the Arc of Effectiveness. It's not the Ark of the Covenant, although it might melt your face. Let's see. Arc of Effectiveness. All right, on the left, we have enthusiasm. You've just been on a webinar. We're having a lot of fun. You're probably really enthusiastic, yeah? Your enthusiasm is probably somewhere between a 7 and a 10. Your enthusiasm. On the right, we have the effectiveness of any given strategy. And we know our LinkedIn strategies are effective when LinkedIn is showing our posts to other people, when people are inviting us to connect with them, when we're doing hand raised posts and people are responding. That's the effectiveness. So this here is enthusiasm. This here is effectiveness. And who'd have thunk it? When our enthusiasm is down, the effectiveness is also down. Who'd have thunk it? Now, along the bottom, we've got awareness, knowledge, and skill. We start aware. Today, we have made you aware of a bunch of things. Then you have acquired some knowledge. And it's only when you start to execute on that knowledge that you actually develop the skills. We're on the right page, guys and girls. I hope so. This is how it looks, the Arc of Effectiveness. You start here, your awareness goes up, which means that your enthusiasm also goes up. Yay, that Adam's a smart guy. That tool looks amazing. I want to know how to get my hands on it, right? Then we go from awareness to knowledge, and we start to execute, and we start to do things, and we post 3 times in our first week, yeah? We send out a hand raise post to 80 people. We follow James's strategy and knock out a lead magnet, really super fast. Our awareness is high, our knowledge is high, our enthusiasm is high. We're getting shit done, guys and gals. But then what happens is, of course, as we get more knowledge and as we get more skill, surprise, surprise, our effectiveness drops. So our enthusiasm drops. Our enthusiasm drops because we know more and it's not as exciting as it was when we started out, yeah? It's none of those things. It's not as exciting as it was. So we do less of it and we kind of fall off, and most people drop off here. Has that ever been you? Honesty, guys and gals, radical transparency here. You've attended a webinar, you've bought some training, you've dived into a brand new tool, you're super enthusiastic, and you get busy and you get stuff done and you're super excited and it's all working out really, really well. Then as you get into it, maybe you have a slow start. Maybe it's not like, working out as quickly as you wanted it to. Maybe you get distracted. So the first week you do 3 posts, the second week you do 2 posts, the third week you do 1 post. The crazy thing is your knowledge is going up and your skill is going up, which means your effectiveness should be going up. I'm saying, is this you? And Adam's having a chuckle because the comments are just they're flooding in, yeah? Now I'm going to be really brutally honest with you. Are you ready? This is not you. Let me try and do this. Whoopsie daisy. This is not you. The reality is this is you. This is you. What are you doing there, James? And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Because most people get that far into it before they give up. That far into it before the enthusiasm drops, the effectiveness drops. Most people are barely past the awareness stage before they give up. Why are you down here? Because the people that are crushing it have done this. Are you ready? The people who are crushing it are here and here and here and here and here. And most people are in this tiny little space down here because they never got past week 3. Adam, was I too mean there?
Mate, brutal but honest. Brutal
but honest. But you know what? This is why Adam and I do what we do. This is why we do what we do, because we want to take you from down here all the way up to here. There's a big smiley face. That's what we want. That's what we want you to do. We want the enthusiasm high, the effectiveness high, the skill high, so we can bring this back to the things that we talked about in the beginning. Right? We want clients, we want leads. So we want clients, we want sales. If we want clients and sales, we need a mechanism to get our future customers and clients off social media. If we're going to get people off social media, we have to have connections on social media in the first place, which means that we need to go back all the way to the beginning. We go profile, connect, content, convert, and here we are. So here is this amazingly intelligently named deal where, because Adam and I want to give you time, we want to give you money, we want to give you consistency, we want to take you from here to here. That's what we want to do. So we've pulled together a mega bundle. What does this look like? Well, firstly, who is this right for? If you're an established business owner and you want to get better quality clients and you want to get more conversations booked and you want to get decisions made faster, but you're lacking the systems because everything is done ad hoc, probably because of you, because you're busy out there hustling instead of adding systems to your business. Or maybe you're a brand new business and you don't have target audience clarity. You know, LinkedIn, you need the target audience clarity. Maybe you don't have the shortcuts. Today, we're showing you shortcuts, the shortest path. Maybe you haven't yet generated some income and you just want to get revenue positive quickly. Someone like John Wycard, brand new business. In his mind, he got 2 clients in 2 weeks. As I said, it was more like 6 weeks and he ended up with 4. You're a brand new business. Don't launch to crickets. Launch with confidence. There's nothing worse than launching to crickets. I've done it. I'm sure Adam has too. We've launched a brand new program and all we've got is that coyote howling in the distance. Oh, what went wrong? Probably you didn't have the audience. What if you're a sales and marketing professional? You need to get up to speed. You need to get more recognition from your clients, and you get recognition from your clients by delivering visible outcomes for clients. And you might be thinking, gee, signing up for technology and training when I'm already a sales and marketing professional from other sales and marketing professionals, why would I do that? Well, because even Usain Bolt has a coach. So if you want leads, meetings, and clients, that comes from systems. Systems equals sanity. If you want predictability and consistency, automation. Automation and technology equals freedom. If you want clients that come to you, intelligent inbound, intelligent outbound, that is where you position yourself as the prize. Now, Adam has training, Adam has technology. I have training, I have technology. Are you ready? Systems, automation, training, and technology. We both have that. Aside from our matching hairstyles, we also have something else in common. And that is that we're both proponents of the 80-20 rule. We don't want to waste your time, which is why today we weren't talking about everything. We're talking about little things specifically that you can do. And that is because 20% of all the strategies generate 80% of the outcomes. Our goal is to help you do less faster. So here's what we've got. Here's what we've got for you today. Are you ready? We want to give you access to Adam's technology. We're going to give you access to Adam's technology, which you saw on the screen right now. And Adam's technology is not just the technology, it comes with a whole bunch of training too. Do you want to elaborate on that a little bit, Adam?
Yeah, mate. So as we talked about earlier, there's those 4 pillars. So it gives you all 4 pillars. So how to do your profile correctly, your connection strategy, as James said, all that consistency, how to effectively do that 100 a week that you're allowed, all the content. We also have all the ChatGPT prompts, just like James shared with you earlier, prompts specifically designed to create the right type of content that LinkedIn loves. That's all included in there. And then there's obviously the access to those tools as well, and training on how to use those tools very, very effectively.
Technology training, profile, connections, content, and the conversion. That's all part of what Adam's got. Now, as we move down the funnel into Tofu, Mofu, and Bofu, what I drew for you a little bit earlier, let's see if I can find the slide that I drew for you a little bit earlier. Actually, it was a picture of a slide. Where is it? There it is. This particular thing here is a map, and this entire map can be automated. And in a moment, I'm going to happily enough dive into onto the screen, and I'm going to show you how to automate this whole thing. Well, actually, not that bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then Adam can show you how to do that first bit. 7, and that is by using an amazing suite of tools called b2b-io, and I'm going to show you that whole tech teardown in just a minute. So we have the Tofu at the top of the funnel. We want to attract the attention. We want to pre-qualify the lead. We want to book an appointment. We want to elevate anticipation before the meeting. We want to host the meeting. We want to close the client. We want to onboard. We've got the training and technology to do both of those things for you. So we have the technology tool of Adam's tool. We have our technology tool as ours. Now, Adam's also throwing in some training called the Inner Circle Solo, and that's normally available for $1,794. Technology plus training, awesome, absolutely awesome combo. So that there is LinkedIn in a nutshell with the training to go with it. I'm also adding something that we call our no matter what bonus, which is something called a no matter what bonus, which is our ultimate B2B funnel fillers. It does have LinkedIn here. It's pretty shallow in terms of what Adam's got, but it's also got strategic marketing alliance and partnerships, reactivation, closed loop advertising, site boosters. These are all different ways to generate leads at the top of the funnel. Tofu, Mofu, Bofu. But we want to make sure that you've got absolutely everything that you need to succeed, which is why as well too, we're throwing in as part of this bundle, our pointy ends training. Now, what is our pointy ends training about? Our pointy end training is about how to book meetings and close better quality clients at the pointy end of the deal. Can you see there's kind of like a method to my madness here? We want to help you at the top of the funnel, get the leads. We want to help you at the middle of the funnel, book the leads. We want to help you at the bottom of the funnel, close better quality clients faster. Quickly, guys and gals, I think this is our very last chance to get a participation bonus. I want you to tell me, using the chat tool, how much is one client worth to you in the first month? Give me a number. That's what I want you to tell me. How much is one client worth to you in the first month? Just give me a number. 3K, says Donna. 100, 1,500, 500, 1,000, plenty, says Darren. That's very specific. $2,023, 10K, 5K, 5K, 18K. So when you look at those numbers that you're talking about, and I say, you know what? Adam has training and it's $1,700. If you invested in Adam's training and you signed one client, most of you guys and gals have got ROI. Most of you guys and gals. I know Steven says that his product is $99, but most of you guys and gals, 1 or 2 clients, you're going to get ROI. Same deal with this particular technology pack. If I invited you to purchase this technology pack, $2,485, right? 1 or 2 clients, you've got ROI. What about this third piece? Now, we haven't been talking about the pointy end of the deal today. And if we do have time to do this little bit of a game changer, what I will say is that we can spend a heck of a lot of time building awareness, posting content on social media, getting our fans and followers off social media, booking a meeting with them, and then introducing what it is that you do. And they say, I don't get it. No, actually, they don't say that. Do you know what they say? They say, can you send me a proposal? Which is code for, I'm just totally not across what it is that you're offering me right now. I believe that if you're turning over less than $100,000, and I know we've got a mix, this is vital if you're turning over less than $100,000. It's key if you're turning over less than 300. If you're turning over less than $100,000, you need to spend some time working on your offer. You can attract all the best people in the world, and then you introduce your stinky, friction-causing offer, and all the work that you deliver amounts to naught. When people come into our world, one of the first things that we do is we sit down and we offer them an offer mapping call. So we want to give you the Inner Circle LinkedIn training. If you want to go a little bit broader than that, strategic marketing alliances, ads, the whole shebang. We've got the ultimate funnel, the funnel fillers. If you want to go and sign better quality clients faster, book more meetings, we've got the pointy end. Now, as I said, we're making a mega offer for you today, right? We've got a special deal for you. And one of our bonuses is that we're going to sit you down with my business partner, John Iglesias, and he's going to map your offer. And the best offers actually go in 4 parts. And I've seen this to be a game changer again and again and again. I've seen people increase their rates 7-fold just simply as a result of having that one session with John. Now, I haven't even talked about the investment yet, but I will say that we do have a 30-day Let's Stay Friends money back guarantee. And I'm going to make you an offer, which I think is an amazing offer, a hell of a deal. And I'm going to suggest that if it sounds of interest to you, even if you're on the fence, I'm going to suggest that you leap in. And I'm going to suggest that you leap in because we've got this 30-day Let's Stay Friends money back guarantee, which means that you can play around with Adam's technology. You can play around with my technology. Even better, you can have a session with John. And on that call with John, you can say, listen, this is not right for me. Or John says, hey, you know what? This is not right for you. Whatever it's going to be, that's the way it can play out. And then when that happens, we get to walk away friends, or we continue to work together in really fun and meaningful ways. Plus, I'm actually going to make things a little bit more exciting. As I said, I'm about to introduce the investment and make you an offer. And even if you decide that this is not right for you, or if we decide this is not right for you, and we walk away friends and we refund your money, we're still going to give you the 5 funnel fillers for free. So the worst case scenario is, if you're willing and able to jump on the offer that I'm just about to make, the worst case scenario is that you walk away with 5 funnel fillers after having an amazing strategy session with John. So what is the investment? What is the investment? All right, so here's what you can do. You can sign up for, you can sign up for Adam's training, which is $1,700, $1.7K, $1,700. The funnel fillers are, what are they? About 2.5K, right? Plus the pointy end, stuff that you should know and need to know, $2,400. Who's good at maths? Adam, what's 2.4K plus 2.5K plus 1.7K?
Oh, mate, close enough to like over 6K.
Yeah, 2 to 7. Bit over 7.
David said 6.6.
Is it? You sure? 2? Okay, 6.6. All right, so 6.6. All right, so that there is 6,600 for training. For training. Now let's talk about technology. Now, I really didn't get into B2B Dash into much detail at all. I don't think I really mentioned it at all. But our software, B2B Dash, replaces like 16 plus sales and marketing automation tools. And to put this in context, you go, oh, I need Calendly. Calendly is like, I don't know, $16 if you use the premium. I can't remember. Then you go, oh yeah, you know what? I need ClickFunnels. That's $99. And then you go, oh, you know what? I need some sort of drip tool. That's another $99. Oh, you know, I need some sort of a diagnostic tool. That's $49. Oh, you know what? I need some sort of way to take some money, some payment gateway or something like that. Some sort of like thing, some cart. That's $199. Oh, you know what? I need some sort of like Zapier integration tool so that I can make it all work together. That's $49. When it comes to technology, this is what happens. People like buy all these things again and again and again and again. And I got to tell you, if you're running a well-rounded business in the B2B space, you're going to be spending somewhere between 500, maybe 300 if you get it really low, 500 to 700 USD in any given month. So I don't know, 500 over the course of a year, we're up to another 6,000. So at this moment, if you were just to invest in technology and training, the type of stuff that you need over the course of a year, right? Let's say that you invest in this stuff over the course of a year, we're talking about $12,000 over the course of a year. Sometimes we don't stop and go, oh, how much am I investing? How much money am I spending? What am I doing? We just, we throw some money here, then some here, then some here, without some bigger picture strategy or underpinning theme, pulling it together. Then we invest in this tool and this tool and this tool and this tool, and our tools don't speak to each other, and we end up with some sort of crazy Frankenfunnel. And then we look back at the end of the year and we've invested $12,000. What if I could halve that? What if I could halve that and make it $6,000 for Adam's technology, my technology, all the training programs that we've already talked about? Adam's smiling because he knows what I'm doing here. This is called anchor pricing, guys and gals, right? What if I could do it for $6,000? Would that be a deal? We talked about what your customers and clients look at before, didn't we? We look at what they look at before. And one customer or client might be $3,000, might be $10,000, might be $1,500. Well, you need 4 extra clients over the course of a year to make that worthwhile. But you know what? Why don't we make it instead $495 USD as a monthly program? $495 USD, get access to technology, get access to training, simple monthly fee. Sign up, join, quit if you want, stick around if you want, doesn't really matter. $495 for the tech stack that you need and the training that you need. If that sounds like a hell of a deal, go to b2b-io/mega-bundle. And Stephen said this privately. He said, your doodling is non-understandable.
That's what I was laughing at.
Yeah. All right, so there we go. But it's funny when I write because then your brain has to keep up and it's doing it. All right. Now, if you are already a B2B user or if you're already part of Adam's world, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, go to mega-bundle right now, because here's what I've done. I've really, really simplified it for you guys and gals. I really wanted to make this a no-brainer, and I wanted to make it an easy decision, and I wanted to reduce as much friction as possible. If you go to that link right now, there's only one option. And the one option is this. You can sign up for a deposit of $195. That's it. A one-off payment of $195. That there is a deposit. And I wanted to do that because some of you guys and gals have never met me before. Some of you guys and gals have never met Adam before. Some of you guys and gals might want to test the technology. But you know what? $195, it's a no-brainer dollar figure. You can plonk it down, you can pay your deposit, and a couple of cool things are going to happen. You'll immediately get access to the training. We've got 3 levels of training. Plus, you'll be invited to book a strategy call. Absolutely wild. You can demo the tech tools. You can have a look at what's going on. And it's super duper easy. I doubt that there's many people on the call today that don't have access to 195 USD. To answer that question before it's asked, everything that we do is in USD. And that also means that if, for example, you're already a Blazer, like you're part of our world, you might want to do that, or you can just reach out and say, what's the best possible deal? Or if you're already part of Adam's world, you can do that as well too. And then we can make sure that you're getting the best possible deal, but we do not want you to miss out. Well, we're at the 145-minute mark. 15 more minutes before Adam and I turn into pumpkins. And it's shocking. You don't want to see it. What's that, Adam?
We grow hair.
We both grow hair. Adam gets a mustache. It's crazy. He looks like a 1970s cricket player. That's what happens in the midday. Thank you, Tom, for typing. Is it B2B app?
No, it's b2b-.io.
B2B dash. I'll quickly type this in. So a little bit earlier, you did have a bunch of questions, and I said, can you put a pin in the questions? And bring them back for later if you can remember what they were. b2b-io/mega. What's it called? Mega bundle. I don't know where else you're going to get a bundle that's going to help you tackle the top of the funnel, the middle of the funnel, and the bottom of the funnel if you sell a complex product or service, and most of your customers and clients are on LinkedIn. I mean, if you're a dentist, don't buy this. It's not right for you. If you're a horse trainer, no, it's not right for you. But if everything that we talked about today makes sense for you, go for it. So we do have time for Q&A. And I said if we've got time for a game changer, I'll throw in my little game changer. But if you remember your question from earlier, bang in that question really, 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 really fast. Bang it in. But most of the questions that we get when we talk about some sort of mega deal, and I don't know if this is the case with you, Adam, but most of the questions that we get are usually about time, ability, or money, right? So it's, we get the private questions. I can see them coming in to hosts and panelists. Like Stephen says, what was the final price? The final price was $495 USD per month on a deposit, start with a deposit of $195 USD. We also have an annual plan. We talk about the annual plan, we're on the call. That there is the final price. Or if you want to know the final price, I got a better way. If someone wants to look at the final price. You ready? Click the bloody link. Click the link, go to the page, follow the prompts, buy the price. But most of the questions that we get when we talk about at this point of any webinar, you get two questions. You get the public questions, which are things like, that you said something about LinkedIn earlier. I want to come back to that. And then you have the private questions, like Stephen saying, what was the final price? And Donna asking us about what type of deal that she could get. But I want to remind you, it's $495 per month USD, or there's an annual plan once you get into it. But worst case scenario, once again, if you signed up for a deposit for $195 and you end up deciding that it's not right for you, or if we decide it's not right for you, you're going to get a $2,500 funnel filler training pack. So for $195, and we'll refund your money. So for free. So whatever. Super duper easy. All right. So we get two types of questions. We've got technology questions and we've got product questions. I'm going to answer the product questions in under 90 seconds if I can. And then Adam is looking at your training questions. Number one, time question. How much time will it take? When someone says, how much time will it take? I think you are like a hamster caught in a wheel, running, spinning, doing everything in the absolute most inefficient way. When anyone asks me a question about time, how much time will it take? I usually say 2 hours a week so that you can earn 4 hours a week the next week. And then the week after, and then the week after. Time is like money. Manage it well, it grows exponentially, right? Invest 2 hours a week to work out how to not spend 2 hours a week doing dumb stuff, and it will grow exponentially. Ability. I don't have the tech skills. I don't have the copywriting skills. I don't have this type of skills. I don't have the ability to pull this off. Now, what you've seen today is Adam showed you some crazy easy technology. I talked about some crazy easy technology, and I also showed you a crazy easy way to create content. We're in the business of making things crazy easy. In fact, Adam, this should be called the Crazy Easy Bundle. That's what we should call it, the Crazy Easy Mega Bundle. I'm not sure it's the right investment for me right now. This is really not about timing, it's about money. And what I would say to you is that if we're talking about a price point of $495 and a deposit of $195, it should be within the realm of reality for most people on the call. It really should be. If it's the right now thing, I would say, when is the right time? When is the right time to plant an apple tree? Hey, Adam, when's the best time to plant an apple tree if you want a nice, cool glass of apple juice?
About 2 years ago, James.
Yeah, 2 years ago or today. That's it.
That's the next best time.
That's the next best time. The best time is like a bunch of years ago. The best time is today. Speaking of a bunch of years ago, this is our Marcus who did our pointy end. I'm going to read this to you, and then I'm going to pass to Adam. It was 3 years ago that I set myself the goal to do one of your programs. I even wrote it on my wall calendar. That year passed and I didn't follow through. The next year passed and I put it off again. This year, I finally bit the bullet. It's now just been 6 weeks since I started your training, and 2 amazing things have happened. I'm working with clients who pay me a lot more, 7 times what I was charging, and I've also secured double my usual projects. Now, that's really, really cool. And one of the reasons why he was able to get that outcome is because he had to sit down with John, and John said, you're targeting the wrong people and you're not charging enough, right? Great experience. 7, increased his rates, doubled his usual projects. But that's not what I'm highlighting this. I'm highlighting this because of the next bit. He says, I'm kicking myself that I didn't make it happen all those years ago. There is a cost when it comes to time and the speed of making a decision. And that is every month you put this stuff off is another month that you're falling behind. You're not treading water, you're falling behind, you're slowly drowning. And that is because absolutely everybody else is moving ahead, moving with the times. You saw us use AI in a bunch of different contexts. You heard us talk about automation as well too. You've got to be across this stuff. Otherwise, everyone's just going to slide past you and you're going to be left in their slipstream. Adam, you got some questions about LinkedIn, I'm guessing.
I think there's a few there, so let's have a quick look. So Grant, how does LinkedIn respond to comments from another member if they've not been served up the content in their feed? So there's multiple ways that we all look for content. We might look at it through our feed. We might have certain people that we like that we go and look for their content. So that is not an issue because there are so many different ways that people could come across content. And exactly that. There's a lot of us that go, okay, I know that James posts every Wednesday at 10 a.m. So I'll go to his profile and I'll just find it. So that's quite okay. Is it possible to purchase the program just for the community? No, it's all part of the overall process. So we don't break it down by every little piece of the puzzle. What else have we got? Weekly limits. That's a good one, Barry. So yes, so daily, weekly limits. So everything works on basically a weekly account for connection requests, which is 100. Now, whether you do 20 a day, Monday to Friday, or you do 100 on Monday and leave it till next week, it's 100 for the week. For comments, it's 100 per day. So technically, if you were doing that 7 days a week, which I wouldn't, you could do 700 in a week. And who do I contact? James?
Yeah, there's a lot of questions around. So it's funny, people are like going, what if I want this one, but I don't want that one? What I'm going to say, and this is why we did this the way that we did, which is why we've got this $195 deposit, right? What we want you to do is that if you're saying, you know what, I would really, I really love Adam's tool, but I'm already a Blazor, so I don't need your tool. Or I want to use the technology piece, but not the training piece, or I just want the training, I don't want the technology. What I would say is that go in, book that pay your deposit of $195. It is it's an investment, because I keep trying to remind you here that the worst case scenario is that we refund your money and give you $2,500 worth of training. That's the worst case scenario, right? So it is an investment. And if you're able to do that, what we'll do is we'll immediately hook you up for that strategy call, and we will work out what is going to be the best option for you. Because here's the thing, Adam and I, and my business partner, John, and the people that work for us, it sounds weird, but we're like doctors, You don't walk into a doctor's surgery and go, give me penicillin. I need penicillin. Why? Because I got a migraine, whatever. People come to us and they say, this is my problem. And we unpack it. We root around a little bit and we go, you know what? You should just ditch all that dumb shit you're doing over here. Focus on this one thing for 3 months. See what happens. And that's amazing. Even another context for that, and Adam knows this, the advice that Adam would give to someone turning over less than $100,000 a year will be vastly different to the advice that he gives to someone turning over $500,000 a year. Nod, nod, nod. That's right. Yeah. So if we can have that conversation with you, that's truly great. We've got 5 more minutes. Gree, that's perfectly cool. That's great. You know, you're part of our family already. You know that we're trustworthy. Ben Jov has asked a question, Adam, and I want you to answer it. He says, if you use tech, what are the odds of us getting banned by LinkedIn?
Again, difference between tech and automation. So I've never seen anybody get banned for using tech. So no problem there whatsoever. You only get banned from LinkedIn for doing dumb stuff. So sending too many messages, or being abusive on the platform, stuff like that. There's certainly again, remember, automation, tech, very different things. There are automations that they're not really that keen on. There's also a ton of them around that have been around forever and work just fine. So no, the answer to there's no problem with that at all. I saw another one there from Gerald. It says, what's the importance of views and how to take advantage? So two things. There's people who will interact on your content, Gerald, and everyone else, and that's great. But there's also what we call the silent majority. These are the people that view, or another way of calling them is lurkers. So they'll come and they'll see your content. They'll never interact on it, but then they'll privately message you and take a next step. And to be honest, I have more people do that every single week than the ones who go, on content and are very visible. Because a lot of people are super private. They do like to go and view the content. So views, or in other words, Gerald, it's actually, we call it impressions now, is the term that LinkedIn uses. And when you gauge that on each piece of your content, it shows the impressions. So obviously the name of the game is to keep increasing those impressions. And what you'll find, just like the numbers that James was sharing earlier, so one of the case studies, he sent 50 messages, got 7 bookings and made 1 sale. And earlier I said, across hundreds and hundreds of these concepts, 115 won. The numbers just magically align up all the time. So the more impressions you're getting, the more you'll get people taking that next step. That means whatever it is in their world coming off LinkedIn, they'll go and grab your PDF. They'll go and book a call with you. They will do your diagnostic tool, whatever that is. The numbers just incrementally keep going up.
That's cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm just trying to find the button. For some reason, my Zoom button has disappeared. Where's it gone? There it is. All right. What I'm going to do is to bring this home is I'm actually just going to share our tech tool. And as I said, for some people, this is going to be a little bit of a game changer. And that is because we're talking about things at a fairly high level. But what I want to do is I want to show some of this stuff from like the reality of the numbers, of how things slip through and how things come together. So for example, we talked about the numbers before. So you can have, let me see, you can have, what were the numbers before? I'll tell you what, if you want to sign 4 clients in any given month, let's work back from there. If you want 4 clients in any given month, you're probably going to need to have 16 conversations with clients, because you're going to close 1 in 4. If you're going to have 16 conversations, you're probably going to need to book 20 meetings. You might want to write these down, guys and girls. 4, 16, 20 meetings. And that's because 4 of those 16 won't show up. 4 clients in any given month need 16 meetings, which means 20 bookings. 20 bookings, you're probably going to need 100 leads to get those 20 bookings. And from what Adam's talked about before, or you look at Louisa's story, how many leads did you say for the conversations that you'd get? 10 leads for every conversations? 15. Right. So if we want 100 leads, let's say, start 1,000 conversations, which means that if we're going to do 80 a day, we can do it over about 2 weeks. 80 conversations over 2 weeks. Right? When you drill it down to that, suddenly life doesn't seem so complicated. 80 conversations a day over 2 weeks will get you 100 leads. 100 leads will get you 20 meetings. 16 will show up. You close 1 in 4. You got 4 new clients in any given month. That is a classic consistent impact activity. Now on the screen right now, you can see B2B Dash. This is the back end. This is the dashboard. You can see that as of the 14th of the month, we've generated 100. Pardon?
You're just seeing you.
Oh,
right?
you're just seeing me? All right, cool. Sorry. This is a dashboard, B2B Dash dashboard. And what you'll see is that, and it's called B2B Dash because it's an accelerator and it's also got a pretty cool kick-ass dashboard. You can see here that we've generated for this particular month, I don't know why it just suddenly shrunk in. That's okay. 156 leads is how many we've generated for the month using the form builder within here. And we've booked 39 meetings. So I don't know, what's that? That's higher than a 20% conversion rate.
It's 42.65, mate.
22.65, is that what it is?
42.65.
Yeah, I reckon some of those meetings are not sales meetings. It's usually around 20%, but still, that's cool. I'm using this tool here to book the meeting. I'm using this tool here. Sorry, I'm using this tool here to get the lead. I'm using this tool here to book the meeting. I can look at the open rate on my emails that are sent in campaigns. 67% open rate, which is an extraordinary number. And also down the bottom here, I've got carts, but I'm not going to go into there because I might accidentally share sensitive client information. We've pulled together a tool that you will get as part of the A, H, and JT mega deal, the fast and easy, whatever that I called it before. One of the tools that you'll use is Adam's tool. The other tool that you'll have access to is our tool. And our tool replaces like 16 plus sales and automation tools. Let's say that just for a second that you have a conversation with someone, a hand raised post, and you say, I've pulled together my fully booked 10-day challenge roadmap. Do you want it? They go, yeah, I do. You want to point them to a page. This page here converts at over 30%. And it converts at over 30%, unlike a long form landing page, because there's nothing to do, right? All the person needs to do is click the buttons, starting with a no-brainer question. They get into it, they do it, they answer the question, they go, hit go. I've just used b2b-.io to collect a lead and some important data. Success. Would you like to book a strategy call, a mapping call? It asks some more questions. Now what I'm doing is I'm pre-qualifying. I'm pre-qualifying the person while also making them think a little bit more deeply about some of the challenges that they might have. And when they complete this particular form, all right, I've got another qualification step. And I think I've got one more qualification step here as well. Here we go. And now I've got a choice. Does someone want to book I've offered a 45-minute strategy or a 15-minute strategy. Adam, I don't know if you've seen this, but this is really cool. Rather than saying book a 45-minute call with me, we say, do you want 45 minutes or 15 minutes? And rather it being yes or no, it becomes an either or scenario, boosts the conversion. I go, I want the 45-minute call. And then it's going to give me an opportunity to book a call with someone. Here we go. I can book a strategy call with John Inglesos. You've seen tools like this. Time trade, Calendly, schedule once. And then I can book a call with John, which I'm not going to do because I don't want to clog up his calendar with bookings that are not real, and my booking's not real. That there, wouldn't you say, is an incredibly intuitive experience for your customers and clients? Very intuitive. Well, it was all done using the one platform. The one platform that you're going to get access to when you sign up for the deal that we talked about today. Pretty wild, right? I said it was a bit of a game changer. I've saved the best for last. You can see this guy in here now. He's been really busy. Hey, Adam, should I deep dive and learn a little bit more about this guy? He appears on my dashboard a lot. So I'm going to click on his name and I'll find out a little bit more about him. It's a little bit slow because I've got a lot of stuff going on. All right, count it down. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, so here's this guy, James. Come on, you can do it. Internet. There we go. I got all my contact details here. I've got tags for his interactions. His email open rate is 0. James, you're not opening any of my emails. I can see the meetings that I've booked with James, that one time where he didn't show up. What a bastard. stood me up. Or I can flick it over to the no-show. This is a CRM. I've got my overdue. I've got my things. I can send him an email. I can put him in a campaign. I can look at all my data. 16 plus tools all rolled into one, and we are done. We're done. I think that's it. There we go. Thank you. I can see the edges of Adam's moustache about to sprout out as because we've passed 12 noon in Australia. And my hair is about to fly off the top of my head as we both turn into wild animals. Now I'm going to get a whole bunch of questions. Andrew, does B2B Dash replace the likes of Active Campaign? Jump on board, my friend. $195. It's nothing. We'll give you the demo. We'll audit what tools you're using now. You know, it's completely normal for someone to jump on a call with one of our crew and walk away having saved $300 in some random way. All right, Steve, I wish you would give more energy to your webinars. I got the Brocker in the bottle. Put that over there. All right, Adam, any final words of wisdom before we pack up our tools and say goodbye?
Mate, I think there's just so many of them there. There's something there for everyone. And as James said, I mean, $195, full money back guarantee. Minimum deal is you're going to talk to John and get $2,500 worth of awesome tools, and go ahead and have fun.
Yeah. All right. So I want to thank you guys and gals. I want to thank Adam for doing this with me. When I heard that he was messing around with AI, I immediately said, let's do something interesting together, because of course we were messing around with AI. I know his training stack is really, really great. I know that our training stack is really, really great. And it seemed to make sense that we could address tofu, mofu, bofu, do something unusual together at a price point that I think is going to be a game changer for so many people, because it replaces so many tools while also providing the education that you need. So thank you for the thank yous, everybody. Thank you, Adam. Thank you, Simon and John on the other side of the wall and behind the scenes. Adam's crew as well. Our B2B Blazers that we're here today. Now, obviously, for our B2B Blazers, the pitch might not have been as relevant for you as it could have been, but however, you got to see us pitch and there's a learning experience in that. For my Blazers, we'll be back to our regular plan next week, where it will be private, not an open day, and we can focus on you specifically and your needs. But I was about to say, I hope you got value today. I know you got value today because I got value as well too. So thanks, everyone. Have a great day. Have a great night. Wherever you are in your part of the world, is bye from me. It's bye from Adam. It's bye from my crew. And it is, are you ready? Wave, Adam. Bye for now.